Burp, burp, burp.
There it is. Coming music.
Let's make a deal. Price is right. I don't know how many episodes I'm going to be able to listen to this.
Yeah, we're gonna switch this up.
Well, we do have Easy Money's music on the cut, but I got to figure out how to get that on the board. Hopefully everybody can hear us. We're trying some new stuff with the mics tonight. See how it goes. We're waiting for some thumbs up, but not seeing any. You guys hear us out there? That's not a great sign.
We can't even get a thumbs up from Freebird Auto. We've officially
great.
lost all viewers.
Yeah.
Even the sponsor.
Even the sponsor.
He doesn't even check in. He just sends us a check. That's it. That's all right, man. Well, welcome. Here we are, outlaws to advocates. Kind of
I like how you looked down and read that.
I forgot what it was called.
We never claim to be educated.
Yeah.
We're not the smart guys. That's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about hope and redemption and transformation and making it back. So kind of a milestone tonight. It's episode 10.
Yeah.
We're halfway to the mark. What was that?
Episode 10.
What did that thing say about how many podcast people do?
So,
20, right?
rule of thumb that 99% of podcasts quit before the 21st episode. So
right.
if we make it through 21 episodes, we're in the top 1%.
So I got to hang out with you motherfuckers for like 11 more weeks.
Yeah, we just got to change that intro music. That has to happen immediately.
What intro
I'd
music?
agree.
Oh, no. God.
That's the good stuff right there.
There goes any viewers we had left.
All gone.
Oh, God. We lost all of them. I'm just glad that I'm able to use this board, dude, and figure
That's
it out
awesome.
a little bit.
Yeah.
So welcome, everybody. Glad we're here. Like always, we start off with the highs and lows. And today we're gonna go back a little bit. We're gonna talk about a little bit of our past, what that looked like. Maybe, I hate to use the term highlight, but maybe a funny moment or some crazy stuff that happened and where we're at now and some really good stuff that's happening lately. So we'll start off with the highs and lows. The high for my week without a doubt has to be that I'm going to speak tomorrow at the Second Chance graduation.
Awesome.
I love going in there. I love talking to those guys. Everybody there's bought in. The peer supports in there are a great group of guys. And in addition, the participants of the program are guys with a different mindset, right? They're at the tail end of their prison sentence. They're fighting for their lives. They're planning for their future. They're doing all kinds of preparation to get out and to be ready. And it's really good energy to be in there. And the cool thing is that I do the parole orientations too. So I usually get to see those guys on this side a week or two, maybe 3 weeks later. And obviously I don't remember most of them because it's a pretty big group, but they'll come up and be like, "Oh, you talked at the graduation and this is what I'm doing now. I got your phone number," because I always write my phone number on that whiteboard.
It's also on the bathroom wall.
It's on a few bathroom walls. That's a fact. Thanks, Chip.
Jeez.
So that does happen, but yeah, that's definitely the highlight of my week that I'm looking forward to. Oh, so I made fun of you that week about catching your fender on the front of the car, on the front curb, right?
Yeah.
Joked around about a little bit, gave you some shit, and then the very next week I blew up my engine coming back from Stafford.
How's that taste?
Oh, it was rough. That was karma. That's what I get. It's better than the karma that you usually serve me, but that's the karma that I get.
That's why I didn't say anything.
That's what I had to deal with. But today I found out that Kia is going to replace the whole entire motor free of charge. I'm getting a brand new motor. So materialistically wise, that's a pretty good little, that's the best possible outcome.
So is it fair to say that based on karma you got for attacking me, you came up, so should I get a kickback on that?
No, we're good. We're even. I will never attack you again, my friend.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I take it back.
Just making sure.
Take it back. So speaking of karma, you're up next.
All right. A couple highs of the week. First high of the week earlier on, somehow, some way, Chase Bank thought it would be a good idea to give me a $10,000 credit line. And 6 months out of prison, that is the most credit a bank has ever given me or trusted me with. And that's kind of amazing. That's a big deal to me.
That's that's an absolutely huge deal.
I mean, within a few months of just getting out, paying my bills, doing the right thing, my credit score went from 580 to 720, 730. And now banks are giving me $10,000 cards, and it's just like, wow. So that was like an awesome feeling.
You're almost like a real human being.
Almost, but not quite. So,
That's
but
awesome.
that
That is a huge deal, man. Good job.
huge. But that was the second highlight. So today, you know, I chair an H&I meeting, which is a hospitals and institutions meeting, you know, for a 12-step recovery program that I participate in. And today, you know, one of my sponsees spoke for the first time, and he did awesome.
Oh yeah,
And it was just like, it just made it all worthwhile. It was like because he's getting it, you know,
absolutely.
and now he's sharing his story for in front of others and carrying the message to them like I did to him. And it just felt so great, man. I mean, when he was talking, I had goosebumps on my whole body.
That's
It was
phenomenal.
just great, man.
So I got more good news. Let me take it back here for a second. I just got confirmation that our sound is working.
Nice.
So thank goodness,
Yeah,
man.
finally, huh?
That's a huge milestone. 10 episodes later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boost our ratings in Russia.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get those Russian numbers
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
man. We got to get them up.
Gotta get them.
That's awesome, man. When you see the people winning,
Absolutely.
that you're helping, I
Makes
got
it worthwhile.
Yeah, absolutely. I got an email today from a guy that I ran into actually on a prison yard. He was from another agency, and we were both there on recovery day. And I had trained him when I worked for the Arizona Peer and Family Career Academy. He took his. They have a really intense, just awesome program at U of A, and it's a 6-month peer support program. It's probably like the most intense one in the state, as far as I know. And we got to spend a lot of time with those guys at the Peer and Family doing virtual trainings. It's like 2 hours a day. I think it was 5 days a week or 4 days a week. So we built some pretty good relationships virtually, but relationships nonetheless. And he wrote me today talking about the impact that experience had on him. And we're back.
We are back.
Here we are.
We, def-
We never claimed
we definitely hit some
to be
some
production
roadblocks.
specialists.
So you guys were kind of talking about the struggles and coming back a little bit because you didn't know we were recording anymore, but this is the conversations we have all the fucking time anyways.
Yeah.
So I did get some good feedback that the sound was really good for a minute. So let's not touch the cables and get through all this stuff. We should be good to
Yeah.
go. We should be good to go.
No toque nada.
I'm going to call Jerry right now. So you guys take the...
Well, one of the things that I think we were touching on that I wish we were live when we were talking about it was, you know, we were talking about like for so many times in my life I was a quitter, you know, and I never finished things. And that kept me in a mindset that I was incapable of completing anything. So any goals or any dreams or anything that I had, I would convince myself that I couldn't do it before I ever tried it.
Right.
You know, and like we were talking about my GED because I dropped out of school, you know, because I was a drug addict and I got in a lot of fights and I just could not complete anything. And I remember one day my dad telling me, just go down there and take your fucking GED. I'm like, I can't do it, Dad. You know, he's like, yes, you can. You know, and he just empowered me. And finally one day I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll go take it. And I went down there and I took it and I passed it.
Yeah.
But I would not have gone had he not empowered me and gave me that little nudge to help me believe that I could do it.
Right.
Because I honestly did not believe that I was smart enough or capable. And that's one of the biggest things that I try to teach these guys today is to learn to believe in themselves and to accept the fact that, yes, they can do things. And if they might not be able to right now, they can study, they can learn, they can practice, they can develop the knowledge or the skills that they need to go anywhere that they want to go in life.
Yeah.
They just have to believe in themselves.
That's the thing that I'm able to see, thankfully, right? Walking in my purpose, and no doesn't mean shit to me. Right? We get told no all the time. And that's fine. That's cool. That's your no. That's not mine.
Yeah.
Right.
But I watch guys and girls brand new into recovery, moving forward, and they hit the littlest tiny snag and they just give up on themselves. But when we're trying to get high, all that effort, all that work, you know, they'll stay up for 2 days trying to figure out a way to get the dope man to come over your house. But you won't spend 10 minutes advocating for yourself, or
Reading a
fighting for
book.
yourself, or sending out another resume, or any of that. So like you have to have that same tenacity moving forward, and it's a learned behavior. Like for me, once I realized, and I've probably said this on here before, and it's not the healthiest language in the world, but it's healthy for me. And when I don't feel like doing shit, I ask myself, hey man, if it was dope, would you do it? And the answer is always fucking yes.
Yeah, you'll do anything for it.
Yeah, so I get it. I would every fucking thing, including 17 years of my life in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I don't want to study the soundboard, even though I did have the soundboard set up for tonight, did. I messed it up somehow, but we got it.
Yeah, you were excited when I came in. You're
yeah.
like, I got this thing.
This is a huge
Yeah, it's
milestone.
awesome.
I've asked so many people. And
Still
I've got-
is.
Yeah, it's just, it's great. We hit a little snag. That's all good. But again, that tenacity, we could have just given up and walked out of here and called it a night, but we got it up and going. And that early recovery, like, yeah, you're sick of getting high. You're sick of doing drugs. You're sick of that lifestyle, but you don't love yourself yet. You don't have the self-esteem. Like, I know for a fact there's nothing I can do. I know that. I believe in myself. I know my friends believe in me. I believe in my friends. Whenever I talk about you guys, Jerry from Freebird, like the people that are in my social circle, I talk about it all the time. Like, I'm not just, like when I'm in a prison talking and it's just me,
Yeah.
I'm like, just believe me, I'm not the only one winning. All my fucking friends are thriving too. We're not just doing okay. And speaking of thriving, when I was messing with the sound over there and we were talking about the Second Chance Center, Miss Mojica from the Second Chance Center, you guys know her, the
Yeah.
DES lady.
Yeah.
She's all, and the DES staff is awesome too. And they absolutely are.
They
Miss
absolutely
Mojica.
are.
Hi, Miss Mojica.
So shout out to the DES staff at the Second Chance
Chance
Center. They're absolutely changing lives. That collaboration, that partnership, it's awesome. And I watch those ladies hold people accountable. And Mr. Johnson that works down there. Bullshit, you can do this. You know, that we watched guys try to do job interviews and have a hard time. We were training a guy. We were doing a mock interview one time. It was my very first mock interview when I got to the Second Chance Center. And this guy's sitting there talking to me in front of the whole class. He's like, "Bro, I can't do public speaking. I'm not doing this." His face is all like
Red.
He's stressed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, "Bro, you're doing public speaking right now. The whole class is listening." And he stopped, didn't talk again. The same guy, graduation day, you come to graduation. We know we don't get pizza often in prison. We definitely don't get pizza from the streets
Yeah.
or cake or whatever they were doing then,
Right.
and cold sodas. Rather than him walking up to the front of the room and getting his certificate and shaking a hand and allowing people to celebrate the graduating class's success, he skipped it. Skipped the whole like free soda and cake, and skipped it because he was so terrified of positive recognition. This is the same dude who most likely went into a bathroom and fought somebody, no problem at some point.
Yeah.
Right? If you've been in prison long enough, that's probably happened.
With little or no fear.
Yeah.
No big deal.
But you got in there anyway.
Yeah.
Every time I got in the bathroom, I was scared to death, just so you know. But
But that's what I mean, though, is that you were still able to walk through it.
yeah, you still went through it.
Yeah.
But God forbid you got to go shake somebody's hand and get a certificate and say, "Hey, good job," and you just skip the whole event. Like, what are his chances of success moving forward? Like, we failed that dude. We didn't push the envelope far enough. We didn't stress the power and uncomfortability, because honestly, like, if I'm not getting told no, I'm messing up. We're not trying hard enough. We're sitting in that box where we're comfort. I'm trying to get into those places that aren't ready for me. I've been locked behind fucking doors. I know what that looks like. I want to come to those rooms that I've been locked out of now. Those are the rooms I want to.
That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it ain't nothing nice.
Yeah.
It's nothing nice, man. This whole corporate machine is not anything I've ever been used to. It feels like re-entry all over again.
Yeah. It's a whole different language.
Yeah, I'm around normal people that don't talk about recovery really. You know,
Right.
they're just glad that people are, they're wanting to do good for somebody. I'm like, well, all right.
Donate to a
I get it.
charity.
Yeah, donate to charity. It's moving so fast.
Yep. It absolutely does, and that's why we prepare. That's why
But
we
it was
do this stuff
great,
every
dude.
day.
Like today, I sat down with the COOs, and they just sat there and looked at me, and we're going through this process of a procedure, right? And they're like, I want you to know that we know that you're new to all this, and that you have all the support, and there's no bad question. You can come to us with anything, and we will get your back. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. So it's just, it really is one day at a time. This is a whole new process of reentry for me.
Yeah. It's like I work with Persevere.
Yeah.
And those guys, and these men and women that are taking these courses. I don't know if you guys have ever done any coding at all. I did like 2 days of it. I'm like, this is not for me.
Yeah.
I'm a people person. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather spend my day talking. That's why I got a big mouth, a podcast, and do what I do for a living.
Yeah.
But these people go in there, and the people that do it, they love it.
Yeah.
And they're learning a whole new language, all different kinds of keys and functions, and how to market it, and how to design it, and algorithms front to back. They can do all kinds of stuff there, and watching the confidence level that goes up in them because now they have a tangible skill. They have something that is where they can make a living.
So we are at 28th Street in Indian
Tw-
School.
28th Street and Indian School, and there's a car alarm going off down there.
You know, and part of us is thinking, should we go to the parking lot?
Yeah.
And make sure that our car's stereo is still intact.
I already checked the sound, Jeremy, if you want to go take a peek.
I am. I'm going to check.
Keep your hands to yourself out there. So what do you think did it stop? Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
This has been an interesting podcast. It's been an interesting podcast. What I'm really looking forward to is the edit.
Huh? Your lights are on. Yeah.
Is the editing process.
I just hit the unlock button. Did you? Yeah.
So you want to hit the lock button, maybe?
28th and Indian School.
Hey, someone's losing a fucking car tonight.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing is nowadays I have full coverage and low jack on my vehicle, so it will not get far.
Yeah.
Nice. Can I
Yeah.
borrow your vehicle when you're at work?
Yeah. Probably not. Yeah, actually, you probably could.
I
probably
tried
would
to
own
give you my car. You wouldn't take it.
Well, I had one at the time. I had a loaner from our sponsor from Freebird Auto, and then I found out that I was most likely getting reimbursed for the rentals. But that was a huge eye opener for me because when that happened, right, I did a little post on Facebook of the engine oil in the car getting towed up there while I'm posting about gratitude and stuff. And the next morning, I had 6 people offer me their car, offer me a ride to work. My buddy, I was joking around with him about how much the tow cost, because like a couple $100, man, it was expensive. And he's like, hey man, you need some cash. And it was cool just to see support in action, because we know we got support, right? We know we support each other, and that's all fine and good until the shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
And that morning, just all those text messages coming in, I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. It's really an awesome experience to actually feel that support in those moments. So speaking of support, my grandson's birthday's coming up on 10/10, and his birthday's party is this Saturday. And I sent him a bunch of clothes and some toys and all this other stuff, and I got to watch him open that stuff on FaceTime. And it was funny because a couple of days ago, probably a couple of weeks ago, I bought these 2 lollipops that had scorpions in them, right? Little like Arizona tourist lollipops.
Yeah.
And I showed it to him, and he was like, "Ew, that's gross." They called me Push Pop for whatever reason. Pretty awesome, but that's what they call me. But he held up I showed him the lollipops, and he was like, "Oh, that's gross." So I didn't really think he wanted them. But when he was opening the clothes, first of all, he's like, "You're supposed to send toys, Push Pop." You're supposed to send toys. He's like, "There's no lollipops in here." I'm like, "Oh, he actually wants those things." So I was like, all right. So the next morning I ran down to UPS, and my plan was to overnight them. And apparently normal people know that how expensive this is, because my kid was like, "No, that's ridiculous." When I told my mom about it, she's like, "No, I'm like, "Well, I didn't do it." But it was $15 for it to be there by Monday, or $72 to overnight it. I was like, wow, I'll just
What, a lollipop?
2 of them. $72 dude to overnight. So I was like, I'm not going to do that. I went on Amazon, and they had 4 lollipops. They had the scorpion, they had like a worm, I think ants, and something else.
Yeah. Next day delivery?
Next day delivery.
Yeah.
So he got 4 lollipops today, and he was willing to try one. So he was eating the one with the worm in it, and then my daughter-in-law texted me, and she said he's going to eat it all the way to the worm so he can save the worm.
Yeah.
But those wins, man, like having stuff like that in my life now, I'm so grateful for my family and being allowed back in and getting to share in these moments and having a little FaceTimes. And it's just, it's such an amazing experience to see what that is. That being said, it would be really easy to look back and be like, man, look how much time I've missed. Look how long I was lost for. Look how long I did this for. But there's no getting that back. It's not coming back. There's not an option to get it back. So why would I give it energy?
Yeah, you can't give it energy. And the thing is, gratitude is a mindset. Negativity is a mindset.
Yeah.
And really, at the end of the day, the same person can look at the exact same life 2 different ways, and it can affect the way they feel.
Yeah.
And the way that I feel is the way that I go through life.
Absolutely.
And I want to go through life with an attitude of gratitude. you know, because the little things in life are really the big things, like we talked about the other week, you know, being able to spend time with my dad, being able to see my family, being able to go get a carne asada burrito from Filiberto's when I want it, being able to go to a gym, being able to just get in my car and drive with the windows down, listen to music, you know what I mean?
You're still working out?
That kind of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, my
I haven't seen you there in a while, as a matter of fact.
their therapist asked me how I'm doing this morning. I said, well, my drinking fountain ain't connected to a toilet. I'd say I'm doing pretty damn good. He
And
was
I'm
like,
not washing
huh?
my clothes in that same toilet.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I didn't think of it that way. I said, yeah.
No, absolutely. Like, I don't miss absolutely any of that stuff. While I do appreciate the experiential side of it and having to have gone
Found out
through
who
it.
I was in there, man.
Yeah, I had no choice, right?
Yeah, found out who I was.
And it's so awesome to be out here. And just,
Dude, I don't even think I looked in the mirror for the first 3 years of my incarceration.
no.
You had a mirror?
Well, you know those things that they distort you. They distort you too.
What
You
they
can't
call a
look-
mirror.
Yeah, you can't really look into it
Yeah.
because you're going to turn up ugly no matter what. You know?
And it says Southside on there.
Yeah, it says Southside. Yeah, for sure. Or XXV.
Yeah.
It's got like people's
Something
sobriety dates on there.
Bible verse carved into it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
My,
absolutely.
definitely not my phone number.
No, that's written on the toilet.
Man, it's really, you're talking about gratitude. It's so awesome that we get to do this, right? The podcast is cool. The work we get to do is cool. Going to school, like you said, man, just if I get up at 2:00 in the morning, want a glass of milk, I can do that.
Yeah.
I can appreciate it. I had the fucking nerve earlier this week. I was driving down Thomas and I got frustrated because I had to get a rental car and I had to do this. And Thomas is obviously right outside here for people who don't know where I live at. But driving down Thomas, I'm almost home and I'm frustrated about this rental car thing. I'm like, dude, I could be riding a bus right now. I could be begging for rides to work from my coworkers, from you guys, all kinds of stuff. Like, my car's in the shop. It's getting fixed. I got enough money to pay for a rental. I have a house to go to. I have kids who talk to me.